Folks, welcome to the crazy race of the day. Dave just flipped through a magazine and saw that the Italian cycling team is coming for a competition. Almost knocking over, he decided to hop on his bike for some training, but the roar of the truck behind sounded like a monster revving up for a race. Full of youthful enthusiasm, Dave thought he could race with this behemoth brave, but sadly, bravery can't pedal. How could his bike compete with a truck boasting 480 horsepower? It reminds me of a daydream lover. Oh, there's a truck. The truck zoomed past effortlessly, and the driver gave a smirk as if to say, "Catch me if you can, kid." This spurred Dave's competitive spirit. Dave was determined to go all out against him. The driver glanced at the speedometer, shocked that this kid was still in the race. So the driver cranked it up to 60 mph, thinking he could easily lose Dave. Little did he know, that kid was still hot on his tail. No matter how boring the fields looked, they couldn't overshadow Dave's determination, as if he was screaming, "I got this." Until the police sirens brought this modern chase to a halt, leaving Dave with some bragging rights. But his friends couldn't care less, as Muku was at risk of losing the group. This under 6-footer found a girlfriend who's 57. This made him rethink his life plans, as a stable job is the first ticket to happiness. Gan reluctantly dropped Muku at a car wash, while Shivel tried one last plea, but Muku was dead set on earning some cash. He walked to the car wash without turning back. Having borrowed a towel, he heard, "Thanks, turn the clock on, Shorty." The term Shorty hit Muku hard, and in a fit of rage, he smashed the nearby water meter. Friends in the distance cheered for Muku's badass act. Before the boss could even show up, they hopped in their ride and sped off. While relishing that moment of thrill, they slipped back into aimless wandering, but Dave never lost sight of his mission. Before the big race, he occasionally showed up at college to cram some Italian. But youth isn't just about dreams, it's about crushes too. A stunning co-ed caught his eye. With fair skin, killer legs, and a beauty that sent his hormones soaring, he debated whether to say hi when her book dropped. This made Dave seize the moment, leaping onto his bike like a superhero to grab the book and chase down the girl of his dreams. But she was zooming off in a fast car, and with crowds swarming the campus, Dave struggled to keep her in sight. Luckily, with his expert bike skills, he made it just in time to hand her the book. A sunny smile left Dave feeling like springtime. To win her over, Dave fibbed about being an Italian exchange student, scoring her name, but he was living a lie. Little did she know, Jenna had another admirer, none other than George, the previous rival. That evening, Dave brought Shivel to the girls' dorm, ready to serenade Jenna with an Italian love song. With all the passion he could muster, he ended up entertaining a bunch of laughing bystanders. But Dave wasn't fazed. He kept singing with all his heart, and finally, Jenna popped her head out the window. Though his singing sounded like a cat in distress, his bravery was simply commendable. As she saw the sincerity in his eyes, Jenna's defenses began to crumble. But her friend was as subtle as a brick, rushing to tell George. Poor Shivel, left alone, ran like a tortoise and was quickly cornered by George and his gang. Seeing their friend bullied, Mike and Muku wouldn't stand idly by. They rushed into the cafe. They scanned for George but instead spotted Dave enjoying a cozy date with Jenna. At that moment, Shivel noticed the lone beauty and tried to chat her up, only to find she was George's associate. The tension skyrocketed, and the whole restaurant was thick with confrontation. Faced with the numbers, Muku suggested retreating, but George snickered, hitting his last nerve. Muku, unfazed, threw a punch that ignited a fierce battle, but soon found himself outnumbered. Dave strolled in to help, but was pulled back by Jenna. Luckily, the cops showed up just in time to stop this family feud. The conflict between the two sides wasn't over yet. They were all taken to the mayor's office. The mayor may dislike these arrogant college students, but he can't bear to lose their money. To settle the score, the mayor suggested they enter a bike race and settle it like adults. George looked down on the 10, saying they weren't even worthy. Meanwhile, Mike was all in, while Dave was a bundle of nerves. For the first time, the 10 were at odds. Dave didn't want Jenna discovering his true self. Participating in this competition would expose his identity, and he didn't want it to end right at the very start, whereas Muku believed that seeking a job was a wiser choice in joining the race. Shivel was indifferent, thinking it didn't matter. Only Mike held on to that youthful passion fiercely. Regardless, Mike wanted to prove himself against the college kids, but their rivals crushed the party. Spotting Jenna there, Dave ducked away, but a furious Mike didn't care. His taunts drove George up the wall. Next, he plunged in, and George followed, eager to show his mettle. At the starting point, Mike led the way, but after a few strokes, George quickly caught up. Amidst the cheers of college students, George swam like a machine, pulling ahead.